Okay, so today I wanted to go over the 10 non-negotiable habits for success this summer. So lots of people fall off in the summer. Okay, it's just normal. Weather's nice outside, holidays, events, all this sort of stuff. Lots of people tend to fall off in the summer. Just happens every single year. Okay, we want to stop that. However, you might have joined this call thinking that you were going to find out 10 things that you didn't know before. Chances are you probably do know these things. And I kind of want to be, like I say in the next slide, like brutally honest with you guys. Okay, it's a Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. If you're okay with that, cool. Stay and listen to this. If you're not, and you like, you're upset easily, or maybe you don't want to be told some home truths, that sort of thing. Maybe some of these relate to you, maybe they don't as well. Leave the call. Like, don't listen to it. If you listen to this back, just don't listen to it. However, for the people that want to improve and the people that want to hold themselves to a higher standard and they know that they could improve in certain areas and they're ready to do that, then this call is definitely for you. Okay, we will be going over the 10 habits, but I also want to dive into a little bit of mindset before we do that. Okay. And I have done this, a similar call with this to, like you guys know that I kind of help coaches as well become better coaches. I did a similar thing with these guys as well. Okay. So it happens at every level, all right, whether you're a fitness coach or not. Okay. Um, there's no lack of information out there. You might have heard me say this before. There's just a lack of implementation. Okay. There's a whole thing of like, ChatGPT, Google, everyone's a fitness coach now. If you go on Instagram, everyone's telling you what to do. All right. They all work. Like everyone's process works for people. It works for some people, it doesn't work for other people. Same with ours. Very open about that. It just comes to a point where the information's there, you know it, you know you should be in deficit, you know what to do in the gym, you've got all that for you. It's just a lack of implementation. That's where so many people go wrong. Either they're not held accountable, they don't hold themselves accountable, they don't hold themselves to that higher standard, or okay, or there's just a bit of a lack of a clarity in terms of what specifically they should be doing. Maybe they're doing too much. Okay. But mostly it's never a lack of information. It's just a lack of implementation. The people I get on calls with who are like thinking about joining the program, and if you've on this program, you would have done the same thing, is I always look for like where you think you're going wrong. What do you think you're doing wrong? And normally you guys or the people that join are switched on to the fact of like, I do know what to do. There's so much information out there. I just need to do the right thing for me. Okay. But some people are still in that mindset of like, I just need to know everything. I need to get more information. Okay. And it stops people, it stumps people. Okay. So if you're going into this summer thinking you need new things, you need more things, it's probably not the case. You just need to implement the stuff that we know works. Okay. Remember, we all have access to the same stuff and we blame our circumstances as to why we can't take action. Okay. Why do you go into a gym and then there are people in a crazy shape, amazing shape, ripped six packs, huge chests, like flat stomachs? Why are there people doing that? And then people who aren't there, people who have maybe been to the gym for years and years and years are still stuck over 100 kilograms. Why? They're using the same equipment, they've got the same membership, they're going to the same gym, they're just implementing it differently. They're taking the same stuff, take all the information out of it. If you took all the information that they know out of it, they're implementing the same stuff, or they have the same stuff there, they have the same tools, they're just implementing it differently. Okay, so that's where it really counts. It's not what we're using, it's not what program we're on, it's can we implement and how are we going to stay in that process of implementation and keeping ourselves accountable and keeping ourselves coming back because the progress is going to be, or the process is going to be tough. It's never going to be easy. And again, I'm open with that. There's always going to be challenges, there's always going to be things to overcome. It's about how we overcome those things. Okay. It's not about how we meet a challenge and then stop, because that's when people go backwards. That's when people plateau. It's how do we meet a challenge and overcome it and grow from it and get better than it. Okay. That's where people grow. That's where people get better. Yes, the weight loss happens. That's the easy part. The number's the easy part. It's what comes with that. What comes with overcoming challenges. How much better can you get your mindset so that when this challenge comes up again, it's 10 times easier to overcome? And there's no point you being on this call if you're just going to listen to this and not do anything. Okay, so I'm going to give you these 10 things, but I want you to implement them. Okay, so I mean, I would say put a four in the Zoom chat if you're ready to implement. If you have access to the Zoom chat and you can easily get in on it, let me know. four in the Zoom chat if you're ready to take these points and do it. Just take action on it. Don't think about it too much. Don't come up with an excuse why you can't do it. Just do it. Okay. So if you're still in this call, then remember, you're ready for some brutal honesty. You're ready to accept that, it's not information that we're lacking. It's implementation. We all have the same stuff. It's just we blame our circumstances to why we can't take action. And the more we do that, guys, the more we blame other things, the less power we have. You won't be able to change if you start blaming other things outside of your control. Okay, so it's about taking responsibility about where you're at and knowing that you're at this point because of the choices you've made, and we can get out of this point because of the choices that you can make going forwards, right? And I can say that because I've done the same thing and I'm still doing the same thing. All right. I don't know if you guys know this, but the moment for me where I realized that I needed to take action on this and that I realized I was blaming my circumstances, I was blaming other things for me not being in shape, was I was in school one time. Some of you might know this. And we were going to play a football match, and I hate football. But we were going to play a football match, and they were choosing the teams, who's going to be on each team. And they were like, they picked me for a team, and they said, right, who's gonna how are we gonna decide who's on what team? And someone said, let's do shirts versus skins, right? And made me feel sick because I was on the team that was going to take their tops off, and I didn't want to do that. Okay, and it was everyone around. It wasn't just us. It was like loads of people were watching as well. And I gave up. I walked away, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. It was very embarrassing. It was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. And it was like, right, I knew at that point I needed to change something because I didn't want to feel like that. I didn't want to have to walk away from a situation because I was so uncomfortable with myself. All right. And that's when I started to realize that I was in that position because of um, the decisions I'd made up until then. And I realized that I could change my actions, start making different choices and get a different outcome. Okay. Like I said, there's no point in you being on here if you're just going to listen to it and not do it. Okay. Our circumstances don't matter. The way we react to it does. And my injuries, this is like an example of what's happening right now. So I qualified for a competition, CrossFit competition. I've also injured my wrist quite badly. I can't really bend it back, which is not ideal when you're trying to do CrossFit. I've also pulled my groin, my adductor as well, which is very painful when I do any sorts of squats or lunges. And there's a lot of squats and lunges in CrossFit. I'm still training for it. I'm still acting as if I'm going to do the competition. If I get a week before the competition and these injuries are still playing up, I will pull out, but I'm not letting it beat me. I'm not letting it say, oh, that happened, so now I'm not going to do it. I'm going to act as if I am going to do it, and I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm going to do what I can do. I'm going to bandage up my wrist. I'm going to put a support on there. I'm going to change up squats for something else. I'm going to change up lunges for something else that's still working my legs, and I'm going to get over that barrier. Okay. Because if I let it stop me, it's guaranteed that it's not going to happen. Okay. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to guarantee anything. I'm going to keep it all open and use this challenge to get over it so I can get stronger mentally and just better at overcoming things. Okay. So promise yourself that you will take action on these every single day. This isn't just a one day thing. It's not just a while I'm hyped up, while Adam's motivated me to do it, I'm going to do it. Promise yourself that you will take action on all of these steps every single day. And I promise you, results will speed up. You'll start feeling better about yourself. You'll start taking yourself more seriously. Okay. If you promise yourself that you will take action on these every single day. So one is prep for the week. Okay. If you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Prep for the week. I do it on a Sunday. I prep my food for the week. I also prep my week. So what am I going to do? Calls like this are all in my calendar. Calls with you guys are in my calendar. When I'm going to do programming is in my calendar. When I'm going to train is in my calendar. And I stick to it every single week. And if I have white space in the calendar, as in the Google Calendar, if there's space where nothing is, I procrastinate and I do random stuff and I don't get closer to where I want to be. So I make sure I fill it completely and I stick to it. Okay. Sticking to it's the main thing because promising yourself is one thing, but coming good on that promise and actually following through with it and not letting yourself down is the thing that's really going to help you with this. Okay. So prep for the week. If you're not already doing that, you need to make time. It's an hour a week. Okay. And I promise you, the amount of time it saves is crazy. Okay. If you prep, you know what's in it. You won't have to buy anything for lunch. It's healthier, less calories. You can add veg in there as well, and it's way less stressful as well than having to go and then buy lunch, breakfast, dinner, whatever you're doing. Okay. Schedule everything. Like I said, no blank space. Set timers if you need to. Okay. So if you overrun on certain tasks, set timers to stop yourself. Okay. Set timers for you to leave and go to the gym. Scheduling travel time as well. A lot of people forget that and then have to be rushed at the gym because they get to the gym late. Scheduling travel time, scheduling travel home time as well. Scheduling time where you're going to be prepping, where you're going to be cooking, where you're going to be going to the shops. Don't let time be the reason you don't, because we make time for what's important to us. All right. If you needed to, if you really, really needed to, if I said, right, I need you to find 1 hour, otherwise something very, very bad happens in your life. Just think about something. I'm not going to give you an example, but if something very, very bad would happen to you, if you didn't find an hour to draw, let's say, randomly, draw on a piece of paper for an hour, you'd probably find that time to draw on a piece of paper for an hour because you're scared of the consequence. All right. We find the time for the things that are important to us. Number three is do the boring stuff. Shiny object syndrome will kill your gains. Like I said, it's normally the boring things that work. It's the things that you know what to do. You just don't want to do them because maybe they're a little bit boring. Okay. It's about finding the enjoyment in the process and seeing the results as well. And I promise you, the boring stuff are the ones that get you the results. And you can find the joy in terms of hitting PBs, getting stronger with things, um, pushing through when you think it's boring. There's that kind of element of success in that as well. Shiny object syndrome will kill your gains. If you're looking around and seeing, oh, I found this workout on Instagram. Oh, I saw someone doing this in the gym, so I'm going to give it a go. You're just going to be spreading too thin. You're going to be finding different things. You're going to be putting your energy in way too many different places. It's about getting very, very good at certain stuff. That's why we phase it, right? That's why we take 6 weeks phases. We focus on one thing for 6 weeks till we get pretty good at it. And then we change it up. We start again and we get better at it. And then we start again and we get better at it. We start again, we get better at it. That's the way you improve. It's not like this shotgun approach. You might have heard me say this as well. We're going to change that shotgun approach where we're trying a load of different things, putting our energy in a load of different places, and put it to a sniper approach where we're really dialed in on it and we're focusing on one thing. That's where you make the best progress. Ask for help as well. If you're worried, and I said this in a voice note, if you're worried about something or there's a challenge, the best thing you can do is share it with someone and ask for help. Put it on the group chat. Message me, message Zoe, message someone else. Just half the work for yourself or half the load. A bad 5 minutes shouldn't make a bad day. So normally when people say, "Oh, I had a bad month" or "I had a bad year," they probably didn't. They just had 3 or 4 bad moments that they extended into the entire month and they just started worrying about it and thinking about it. We want to minimize that time between the bad thing happening and you moving on. Okay, yes, you're allowed to think about it. You are, that's fine, but don't dwell on it because that's not serving you. What will serve you is overcoming it because next time something bad happens, it just gets easier to overcome. Okay, so minimize the time spent worrying, and I promise you, you'll stop wasting days, you'll stop wasting weeks, you'll stop wasting months, and you'll stop labeling months and weeks, as bad months. You'll just have those little bad moments because most of the moments are good. It's about finding those positive places. Number five is to commit to getting better. Okay, it just needs to be small, 1% every day. Every single day, just commit to doing something that makes you better. Whether that is like on the 10 by 10 challenge, getting up at 6 a.m. and getting outside and getting some sunlight in there, getting moving before anyone else is up. All right, promising yourself, coming true on a promise that you've made yourself. All right, doing something every single day that makes you a little bit better. I said this on my story. It's like every single week, or if you want to be an absolute savage, do this every single day, is put yourself in an uncomfortable position. Put yourself in a challenging position that you wouldn't normally put yourself in so you can get better. All right. Purposely doing that will make life easy. Hard choices make an easy life. Okay. And I promise you, doing those sorts of things will make you at least 1% better each day. And it's again, you don't have to like stress about making huge progress in a really short amount of time. If you want it to be sustainable, it needs to be small. It needs to be gradual. Okay. So think 1% better each day. On the good days, great. We're a little bit more than 1%. Fine. Like accept that and be happy about it. On the bad days, all you need to do is 1%. Commit to that. Number six is set goals for your workouts. It's the difference between working out and training. If you're going to the gym right now and you're taking way too long on your rest, if you're seeing people and you're talking to them and you're being distracted easily, if you've got your phone there, turn it onto silent, put your headphones in, lock in. Again, it's the difference between going to the gym and working out and actually training. Okay, there is a difference. Just being in the gym won't help you. Training does. Okay, so set goals. Say, okay, I want to get to this at the end of this workout and I want to have hit 3 PBs. That's what I want to do. Or I want to get to the end of this workout and I want to feel like I couldn't have squeezed out one more rep. I want to be sweating at the end of this workout. I want to be red in the face at the end of this workout. I want to be feeling really, really good. Okay. Because that will keep you on track. Okay. If we're faffing about and we're scrolling, like rest times are way too long. Okay. So commit to giving yourself goals for each workout. Keep the intensity up and keep the intention there. Okay, because that's the main thing when it comes to working out is the intention behind each workout, behind each movement, behind each rep. Okay. Number seven is do stuff quickly. Don't think about things too much. Okay. Saying I don't have time and I'm a perfectionist contradict each other. Get it done. Okay. Don't wait until the perfect moment to take action on something. And this is going to like this is anything, going to the gym, doing anything. All right. Lucky people, people that describe themselves as lucky, put themselves in good situations. They take action quickly. They put themselves into places where they have opportunity. All right. Be a lucky person. Do stuff quickly, put yourself in a good opportunity, and start taking action on things quicker. When you know you should do something, the best time to do it is straight away. Okay. Again, don't waste the time thinking about it, dwelling on it, doing anything. Minimize the time, like we're minimizing the time where something bad happens and forgetting about it. It's minimizing the time where we spend thinking about doing something and actually doing it. Number eight, lean on each other. Okay. No one is ever too good to learn something from someone else, no matter where they are in life or fitness. Okay. Doesn't matter if someone is six pack lean or 90% body fat. You can learn something from each other. Okay. I'm constantly learning from everyone. Okay. And you guys, I'm sure, are constantly learning from anyone. All right. No one's better than anyone else. And if they're just further along in their journey, say I'm further along in my journey in terms of fitness than some of you guys, but I can still learn from you guys. Same with you. Same in terms of where you are at, maybe at work. If you're like really far on in your work, you can still learn from people, and I'm sure you have, who are less far on. Okay. Never think that people are better than you, or lower down than you, so you can't ask for help or advice or anything like that. Lean on each other when things get tough, because I promise you, everyone goes through struggles. Everyone goes through similar struggles as well. Number nine is remember your why constantly. This is one of the most important things. There's always two costs: the cost of action, so getting up early, sacrificing something to go to the gym, meal prepping, having to spend the time meal prepping, having to go to the shop. But there is also a cost of inaction. What happens if you don't do this? What happens if you don't take action? Let's think a year from now. If you do take action, you still do all the stuff. You do all the stuff I give you. You're actually taking action on these things. Where are you going to be? Picture that. Picture the positives of it. How's your life going to change? And now think if you don't do anything, if you go back to normal, you go back to how you were before, where you weren't taking action on things, what's your life going to be like this time next year? The same? How are you going to view yourself? Is it going to be worse? Think about that because there's always a cost of inaction. I know people don't like to think about it, but you need to because that's the real thing that's going to get you driving for change. Okay, is the cost of inaction. Remember, there are two costs to everything. There's cost to action, and there's a cost to inaction. And number 10, which is the final one, embrace the challenging times. Okay. These challenges will help you learn, they'll help you develop, and they'll help you get stronger. Okay. Like I said, if there are no challenges and no hard times, everyone would be exactly where they want to be, but they're not because they buckle under pressure. Challenges come and they stop them. Okay. Don't be that person. Be the person that when a challenge comes, you say, right, I'm going to take responsibility for this. I'm going to take action and I'm going to get over that hurdle. Okay. I'm going to kill the challenge. I'm going to go through this. That's all you need to think, rather than I'm going to back away. I'm going to hide from this because that's the way you stay the same. That's the way we go backwards. Okay, so embrace the challenging times, see them as puzzles, see them as fun things to get over. Remember, we're in a really lucky position here to be able to do this. All right, it's fun. It's fun to go to the gym. It's fun to get in shape. Okay, embrace it. Embrace the challenging times. So there's not one of you here who shouldn't or can't implement all of these this week. Don't limit yourself to just one, do them all. Okay. Again, chuck in the Zoom chat if you can, who's ready to implement them, who's ready to take action on this and get going with it. Okay. Hopefully, all of you are, because I promise it will make a difference. Okay. It will. I hope this helped, guys. Um, like I said, a little bit of brutal honesty there, but then also these things work. So let's have a quick recap. of the five things. So prep for the week in terms of meals, in terms of workouts, all that sort of stuff. Schedule everything. All right. No blank space. Set timers if you need to. Number three is do the boring stuff. Number four is always ask for help if you're struggling. Number five is commit to being better, 1% better each day. Six, sorry, set goals for your workouts. Difference between working out and training. Number seven is do stuff quickly. Number eight is lean on each other. Number nine is remember your why. And number 10 is embrace the challenging times. Take action on these every single day, and I promise it will be the difference between being stuck, going backwards, and making the progress that you really, really want to make. Okay, so I hope this helped, guys. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway from it. So in the group chat, just chuck a hashtag mindset and then send it in there. Yeah, I hope this helped, guys, and I will see you on the next one.